Good afternoon, guys. Today we're going to be solving proportional relationships. Solving proportional relationships. You need to have your math book open to page 55. On page 55, you'll see we're on 1/6. We're going to show that two objects are proportional, meaning are they equal? Even though the numbers aren't the same, are they equal? You're going to see this done in a couple different ways. You're going to see a word problem and number problem, and I'm hoping I can show you how to do both without a lot of stress. The gist of this whole unit, the two words I want you to get out of this are cross, multiply. And I will go through this with you right here on the board, and hopefully we'll get this done with as little stress as possible. All right? So you should have your book open to page 55, and you can be looking through there. I am going to solve a few problems on page 56. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, on page 56, look at the top, and I'm going to show you guys how to cross multiply. All right, so first we have to set up our problems. I see 6 over 8 equals 3/4. So I have 6 over 8 equals 3/4. What I want to know is, are these two numbers proportional? Well, we don't know right now. I guess we could divide them out, but we're going to go through some work here to show it. So, to cross multiply, all you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom from one side and you're going to cross it over to the top. Now here's where it gets tricky, and you really need to pay attention. So I have my ovals, and I've got a big fluffy X right now. In order to do work with these, I got to put these in a new proportion. We have to know which way to, where we're going to put our new items. This balloon from the bottom to the top is now the top of our proportion. This one is now the bottom. That'll always be the case. 110% will always be the case. So now what do I do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two numbers and I'm going to set up a multiplication problem in a new proportion. So I have 8 times 3 over 6 times 4. So step 1, figure out where you're going to do your cross multiplication. Now whenever you do work, I need to see this step. Step 2, set up your multiplication problems. Step 3, solve the multiplication. I have 8 times 3 is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24. Step 3 is to solve and see if they're proportional. And right now it looks like this is definitely proportional because they're both the same. That's really it for the most basic terms. That's it. You're going to just you're going to cross them, then you're going to multiply out, then you're going to solve it. I needed to see all 3 of these steps. All right? Well, what happens if you have something tricky, like a variable? Well, we'll get through that. It's the same steps, but we have one more step. All right, so I'm down on page 56, down at the bottom for letter A. I have x over 4 is equal to 9 over 10. And I still need to see if these are proportional and what I'm going to have to do to make them proportional. So my first step, set up my crosses. So this one is now the top of my proportion, finishes at the top. This one finishes at the bottom. It's now the bottom of my proportion. Got it. So now I have 4 times 9. Step 2, 4 times 9 over x times 10. I'm going to do my step 3, which is multiply out. Step 3. I have 4 times 9 is 36 over x times 10. Well, what do I have to do? I am going to have to solve this by figuring out where I'm going to put my numbers here. So right now I have x times 10 equals 36. Well, now I have order of operations. So I have to get this 10 all by itself. In order to do that, what do I have to do? I do the opposite. So What is the opposite of multiplication? That's right, division. So I'm going to divide each side by 10. Well, these x out, and x equals 3.6. I did 36 divided by 10, and x equals 3.6. When you have a variable, you have 4 steps. So first, second, third, and then you have to do some simplifying. All right? That's how to do that. Now, when you have word problems, what I want you guys to know is when you have word problems, all you have to do is look at the word problem and figure out which one is the time and which one is what the time is looking at. Anytime you have a word problem and you're looking at proportions, the time, the length always goes on the bottom. And whatever you are measuring that time by goes at the top. So if you have over 7 hours, the temperature rises 4 degrees. What is that proportion? You would always put the time at the bottom and whatever you're measuring at the top. Solving proportions. That's it.